Hey everybody, and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary. Tonight we are going to be drinking some Blood Pact. Is it Blood? Yeah, Blood Oath Pact. Jeez, got to a good start. I've got Chris from Bourbon saying here with me.
How's it going, everyone? Good to see you. Happy Friday.
I've got Bobby and Sam.
Hello.
What's up, guys?
Hi. Thanks
And
for
of
having
course,
us.
man of the hour, we have Carl the Legend here, who is actually the one that provided all of these samples. So, Carl.
Good stuff. Good to see everybody.
Hey. So, hey, everybody in the chat. I've been watching you guys talk. So, of course, you guys probably saw me, calling Chris out for being late. He showed up the second that I hit enter. Yeah. I didn't need to do that, but, whatever. It's fine. So, oops. So, cool. All right. Carl, how would you suggest? We kind of talked about this a minute ago, but I'm not sure what we decided on. Should we pour all five of them out and just kind of let them breathe a bit, or what would you like to do?
I don't know. I'm thinking just pour them one at a time. Let's pour them. Let's talk about them. Maybe then we cover it and we go on to the next one, and then come back to it and visit it a second time and see if it opened up.
Sounds good.
I'm
cool.
in.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I had an absolutely whiskey deserving day.
Yeah.
So I would love to jump into the first one right away and just kind of mellow out a little bit.
So what do you guys know about Blood Oath?
I don't know anything.
No, me either.
I know that Luxco operates Road Distillery.
Yes, I know what Bill knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to our whiskey crusader friend Matt, who got me started on this. Matt, of course, has every whiskey in the world. And
Yes.
we went up there and we were tasting all kind of things, and eventually 1 and 2, maybe 3. I know we had at least 2 up there, but that's kind of what got me started. And I finally was able to find number 1, which we're about to drink. There's only 15,000 bottles were made of this one, so you can see where I'm at on it, and so it's getting sparse. But so maybe let's pour this one, and I'll talk just real quick about overall. John Rempe's the creator of this, and I think the guy was in like food science for 17 years, and so he's got that kind of a background. So I don't know if that makes him a blender or not. But Luxco does. They do Rebel Yell, Blood Oath, Ezra Brooks.
Yep.
And so this is Pact 1. And you read the bottles; they're kind of funny. What they write on there. They said this is a masterful union of well-bred bourbons. The first is a spicy bourbon with a mash bill, favoring rye, barrel aged for subtle woodiness, then artfully braided, blah blah blah. Right. So this is it's a 6-year wheater with a 7-year rye, and then a 12-year high rye bourbon for the last one.
Okay.
And the funniest thing about number 1 is, this is like probably one of the thickest that I've ever seen. I mean, when you look at this and you just look at some of the legs on it, it's kind of crazy almost.
Yeah.
It's funny, as I was nosing it just as you were reading it. At first I was like, "Oh, it's a rye," and then, but it smells like a wheat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, get that vanilla coming in off there right away. I feel like. What do you guys think?
It smells really nice.
It does. It's.
I feel like I do get a lot of the rye notes on the nose for sure.
See,
do you guys want to all take a guess at the ABV on this? I have an idea. I feel like it's. I don't feel like it's 100. It's definitely over 100 for sure. But I'm thinking it's like 112.
I would be cheating. I saw.
Oh, it was. Am I
Sam,
way
you want
off?
to take a guess?
104.6.
Yeah, I also know it, so I'm not going to guess either.
Oh, you guys suck.
Well, the
I feel like I'm
ABV
high.
is conveniently right under the which one is which, and I have them in a row in front of me to make sure I had them right, and the ABV is right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well done.
Well, I think that's part of the.
Boy, I'm totally off.
Not,
Way off.
not the gimmick, if you will, but the marketing is, it's Blood Oath, and so the proof is the temperature of blood, right? So it's
Okay.
98.6, every one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
That is really cool. Boy, was I off.
Everybody point and laugh at Bill.
It's funny. My first thought was 104, and then I thought it was higher. So I was wrong twice. So
That's probably the rye, though. Honestly,
Yeah.
Rye comes through on the nose a lot
Yeah.
hotter usually for people.
So do you guys get any fruit on this at all?
100%. That was what I was going to say. My main sniffer was so far was fruit,
What kind of fruit?
berries.
Berries.
Mhm.
Okay. I get a little bit of apple if you really kind
Actually, I take it back.
Yeah.
Citrus, orange.
interesting.
Yeah, I could see orange. I could see
Yeah.
orange in here.
It's funny. So maybe we'll go into it and take a taste and come back for the nose again and see if you get something else. There's one thing that I tasted once, and I've only heard one other person say it, and I wonder if you guys get it as well. So let's go in. Cheers, everybody.
I'll cheers to you.
Cheers.
It's tasty.
That's really good.
Yes, it is.
Really good.
Tastes just like Johnny Walker White Walker.
Yeah.
People give me crap about that all the time. I know you see it, Carl. I'm the only person in the world that didn't hate that whiskey. Anyway, sorry.
So I get the
I didn't hate it.
oak. I can pick that oak out pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. It actually tastes really well balanced, though, for
It does.
being so like the blend of the different mash bills and everything.
Yeah, you get a lot of that rye spice was right there, though. Pretty good.
For sure. There's something hiding in their mid palate that I'm trying to figure out what it is. I can't put my finger on it.
Hmm.
Do you guys have like stuff floating in yours too?
You just need to watch your glasses.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like tiny little things, but I don't
So-
know.
really.
No, he's not wrong. I have flakes, but I'm pretty sure that ours is dishwasher detergent.
Yeah, it might be that.
Well, the
Like,
funny
pretty
thing
confident.
is, their corks that they use are natural corks. They're not
Oh.
anything manufactured.
Oh, you
So
know what? That's 100% cork. Yeah, from a different angle, it's like
it
this.
could be what it is. I mean, the corks. I take care of the bottles, but it's still it's a natural cork. So
Oh,
it
it's
could,
right.
fiber. Yeah.
could be what it is. Yeah, it adds character, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Extra
mean, I
protein.
put my glass down, and the legs are still just running down the glass on this thing.
Yes.
It's thick and creamy. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So you
Yeah.
go back in on the nose. You pick anything else new up?
I think after taking a sip now, it smells. It's like it's a lot more. I guess, like you said, creamy. Like even the smell is a lot more creamy on the nose after that first taste.
Well, yeah, like vanilla orange cream.
See, I was gonna go with like a macchiato, like cream that
Yeah.
you get like in a coffee, like to make it an espresso fancy drink.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's almost like vanilla ice cream.
Mhm.
Honestly. That's nice.
So that one flavor that I get every once in a while is actually cream soda.
Mm.
You just get that little tiny bit of that rich cream that's like, ooh, and it just makes you want to have more.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
call out.
That's what I get.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Well, this was the first one, 15,000 bottles, 2015. It was released, and there it is.
All right,
All
so
right.
this was only released back in 2015. Huh.
Yeah.
For some reason, I felt like the brand was older than that, but not like considerably. One thing that was cool. So Carl sent over this sheet. That was what I was joking about earlier, and it kind of has all this information about each one of the pacts and the creator and everything. So one thing it says is that there's one guy who makes, or at least figures out what this is going to be, and he picks anything. Like he doesn't say what he picks. He picks all kinds of different bourbons, mixes them together, and then produces these, which I think is like kind of a cool concept. I'm not sure too many other people who are doing that kind of thing, but you guys might have more knowledge on that than I do, as far as other people who are blending like that for bourbons. But it's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, good point. I mean, maybe this is a good time. The oath part of it is he says every batch of Blood Oath The undertaking of one man, a student of bourbon and science, loyal to no one family, no one distillery, and bound by no one philosophy. And he just goes on and on and on and talks about being a connoisseur and, reserved for the lucky few kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if it's marketing or if it's genius.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, probably both. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool, though. I mean, at least the way it comes off like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's funny. I almost bought a Blood Oath. I think it was Pact 5, and I'd be curious to see what that is like when we get to it. But I remember taking it. Like, I took a picture of it when I was in Total Wine, and I threw it on the Discord, and I asked people if they thought I should pick it up, and a lot of people said no. But so far, the Pact 1 is really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
I'm eager to get to the 5 to see if I made a mistake. Trusting people.
Was it like marked at retail or was it?
It was at retail, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing we'll notice we go through these is they have increased the number of bottles that they've released on every time they've gone through. Like one only had 15,000 and 5 had 45,000 bottles released.
Wow.
So big jump. I mean, down here in Texas, we had Blood Oath 5 everywhere. I mean, all over all the shelves, and people couldn't believe that they were getting Blood Oath.
They're like, oh, people are buying this. We better make more.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're sourcing all your bourbon too, that's kind of a good way to do it. If you figure out a way to make it profitable, you really can make as much as you want.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, here's number 2 for everybody who wants to take a look at the bottle there. I read you the verbiage, but after I read the first part, you go, yeah, it's the same thing. He talks about a masterful union of well-bred bourbons. One, a spirited bourbon with a decidedly rye mash bill, unmistakably oaky, strong. The second is a disarmingly smooth wheated bourbon with soft edges yet intensity in the flavor. And 3 is a pork barrel finished rye.
Ooh.
With a velvety sweet goodbye.
Interesting.
Now this is totally different on the nose.
It doesn't even remotely. I wouldn't think it came from the same company.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This is like oakier, I think, and
Yeah.
it's
Not sweet. It's not a dessert.
No, it's not sweet.
The first one. Now, can I put a disclaimer out there right now that I've been drinking since 6 p.m. Not whiskey at the pool.
Sam had the kids at the pool, so
And I am trying my damnedest to not be an asshole. So I just put that out there because I've already been told by my husband that I can't be a dick. So I just want to put that out there right now. So I'm trying to keep my shit together as best I can. So, but to be fair,
So
this and this completely different.
yeah.
Like not even in the same school.
Oh yeah.
So can I say something totally crazy? I hope you guys get some whiff of this, otherwise I'm going to sound nuts. I almost get like a smell of chlorine.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it was the pool on me, but it's not.
Yeah, I was right before you started talking. I was about to say it, and it just.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more of a dry nose than the first sample. It was so creamy, you know.
Yeah. Well, the wheater in this is an 11-year wheated bourbon, and then there's another 11-year high rye, and then the last one is a 7-year high rye that's finished in the port barrel.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not getting too much of a port influence on the nose. You guys smell like it's finished at all?
Maybe that's why it smells dry. Is all I can.
Right.
But I'm not actually getting something where I'll be like, oh, I get the port. No.
Yeah.
Does it have port in it?
Yes, that's what he was saying.
Sorry. I was reading. Sorry. Again.
Yeah, people want you to be yourself, Sam. Don't hold back. We're all going to be a bad influence. I'm sorry, Bobby. We're overriding you.
I've already been told I have to be on my best behavior.
She's just. I don't want her to be a sloppy mess like 15 minutes in. That's all. That
you mean like you were the last time.
At least at the end.
I'm trying to keep my shit together, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job right
You're
now.
doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you.
So anybody get bananas off this?
100% bananas. Bananas.
I'm not getting the bananas.
No, it reminds me for a minute, just for a minute. It reminds me of like a Jameson Black Barrel, just for a minute. Obviously, there's a lot there, but that banana kind of kind of comes through on there for me.
I don't think I would have picked that out unless you said it, but
Yeah.
now that you say it, it's there a little bit to me.
I get a lot of I get mint and oak more than anything.
Yeah.
And I don't think I went into smelling this not thinking I would like it. And again, I've been on Miller Lite and White Claw, but I like the taste of this now that I'm trying it.
Oh, you've tasted it?
I did. I
Oh.
went ahead.
All right, well, let's go in and see then, because I want to see your thoughts on the wine.
I
All
don't
right.
think it sucks.
Let's do it.
Cheers.
That's definitely on the palate now for me.
Very very thick. You mentioned that the first one was kind of the thickest. I feel like this one is thicker than the other one.
On the glass.
Viscosity wise, like in my mouth, it's like it feels more full.
Interesting.
Taste wise, I'm like a really, really subtle cherry is in there as well for me. But I'm getting the mint that you were talking about a minute ago, Bobby, like pretty solidly.
Yeah, that's to me is almost the most, I don't want to say overwhelming, but the biggest presence that
Prevalent.
most prevalent. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
no problem.
I like Pact 1 a lot better than Pact 2. I don't dislike Pact 2, but it's so different. I wasn't ready for that.
I like it more than I thought I was going to. So I'm kind of leaning towards 2 over
Really?
1 because
I'm with you as well, Sam.
the smell of it smelled like shit. And then tasting it, I was like, this doesn't suck.
No, it's definitely not bad at all. But I definitely think you can taste a little bit more of that port influence on the palate than the nose, at least.
It feels like it's a little dry at the end.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a dry white wine type feel to it. But I don't find that to be a bad thing.
Right.
True.
It's still really good, though. It's definitely not a bad whiskey by any means.
Right. Yes.
I'm changing my mind about that cherry. I haven't gotten it since the first sip.
It.
I think that the mint and the oak is really like all I'm tasting.
Yeah, it's definitely oak forward, that's for sure.
It's almost like like cloves or something are in there as well.
Well, and I think it's like it's toasted, almost like a toasted oak, not like a new oak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Little caramel or something like that. I need another topper.
It is oddly different.
So I got my Whiskey She Wines coin in the mail the other day. It's very nice. I actually got to say, I really like your logo with the heart around the glasses. I think it's very cool.
Thanks.
So we got on Fiverr and paid somebody $20 to make us a
this.
logo.
I got on Fiverr like 4 times and got a whole bunch of junk.
We've actually been pleasantly surprised with Fiverr. We did our little intro. We've done a click to subscribe, and we've done that logo.
And then the Simpsons drawing of our banner.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
The one thing I got that was okay, although I'm honestly like the idea is good. I wish the design was a little better. Is the coffee black whiskey neat? I got that one off Fiverr.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one though.
Which that's been my best selling shirt by far.
Yeah.
Bobby Zeller's about to put it on.
You mean?
Nice.
You mean?
Oh, should I go change shirts too? Like 7%?
Oh no, he's
Here
not.
we go.
He's gonna.
This shirt, this shirt right here.
Oh, nice. Hey, you got it in the gray. Or is that just
I like that. I haven't seen that one on this.
It's a good one.
nice? That's pretty cool. I like seeing when you guys have my shirts. like Matt always ends up wearing one of my shirts when he comes on the stream.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many do you have? I like that you have so many, but holy crap. Awesome. Do we want to move on to pack 3?
Yeah.
I think so.
I sure do.
I'm amazed at how different those first 2 were, so I'm curious to see what 3 is going to be like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blood Oath.
I'll be right back.
So here is the bottle for number 3. I literally have my dog sitting on my feet. She can't get any more on my feet. I can't even move.
We don't let our dog in the room while we're in here, and he hates it.
Well, I let my son's outside looking for my dog right now. I let her out because she was driving me nuts, but then she started going nuts outside. And I can't shut the door because then she'll stand outside the door and just go nuts. So
Yes, our scratch is at the door, and I could kill him.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I will probably have to feed him soon.
So it was funny. I was editing an episode the other night, and I got up to in the middle of editing because I heard the dog barking outside, and I go out and I open the door, and he won't come in. I'm yelling for him, and he comes from downstairs. I'm like, oh. So I shut the door and I go back in and I go back to editing, and I hear him outside again, and then I realized it was picking him up. He was outside while we were recording.
Awesome. All right. Well, Pact 3 is 2017, and this one I couldn't find a number of bottles. If anybody in the chat knows how many bottles were bottled to this, I know Pact 2 is 22,500 bottles. I don't know how many bottles there were for Pact 3. But Whisky Crusaders is telling us 3 is his favorite.
Ooh.
Another one.
But this is going to be, again, we got 3 bourbons, a 12-year high rye bourbon. Well, actually, they're all 3 are high rye bourbons. The difference is the first one's a 12, the second one's a 7, and the third one is another 7, but it's finished in a Cabernet Sauvignon barrel.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So we've got the wine thing going on here again.
So it's funny you.
Really different.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's funny you say that because I get that same kind of that unique drying oak note that I did in the second one. So maybe it's something to do with that wine influence, just in general, you know.
Yeah, I do feel like on the nose, this one's a lot closer to the
2.
Yes, 100%. Because I just want to smell them all, and Pack 1 smells like a bourbon, and these do not. These are very lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one doesn't have nearly the I mean, I feel like the previous 2, I would have absolutely pegged them as higher ABV too. This one does not have that, but it's probably just the rye. Yeah. So I don't want to alarm anybody, but I can't find the Power Glove. That's where I just disappeared because people were telling me I had to wear it, and I like to appease the audience, but I just looked all over the place. I have no clue where it is. I'm a little distraught.
We have our knockoff that we use for your video.
I don't know where it is.
Bobby's gonna go get the knockoff.
Bill's just considering quitting YouTube.
I didn't know what to do. I almost came up wearing a Guitar Hero guitar because I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know your hands. Spirit fingers. Always do spirit fingers with your hands when you don't know what to do. Yeah. Lots of sparkle. Here we go. Bobby Zeller's going to take care of it for you. But it's nowhere near the same. I just want you to know nothing can replace it. Oh.
I have no idea where it could pop.
We have our not power gloves.
We have our not power gloves.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
All right. I'll take it. It's good. Yeah. All right. So back to whiskey.
Well, Matt looked it up for us. I guess he said he found that it's 36,000 bottles of the 2017. So
okay.
I'm getting this was a little lighter on the nose, like maybe some floral that we weren't getting on the other ones.
Yeah, for sure.
I also get like a faint little bit of butterscotch. Maybe the other one was more the caramel, and this one's more toward the honey side, maybe.
Yeah, I think the honey goes along with the floral a lot.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
I like the nose on 3 better than 2 personally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Chlorine note that Bill brought up is I'm not finding
curry note?
Like that chlorine note that he said he thought it was kind of feeling in there.
Yeah, no chlorine on this one.
Yeah.
I just hear smell flowers.
Two drank better than it it smelled. The nose to me was on the unpleasant side on 2 actually. 3 it definitely is. I do like a lot better on the nose.
It'll be interesting to see when we go back to it after it's opened up what that's like.
All right, let's give this a sip.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead. Cheers.
Cheers.
We're late, but it's fine. We can do it out of order. We do what we like. We don't follow rules.
This is a smooth sipper right there.
Yeah, that's really smooth.
It is really smooth, and I do get the butterscotch and vanilla.
I get a cocoa finish on that.
Yeah.
Cocoa.
Yeah.
I think my sipper is broken today. I'm like, cocoa? I'm not getting that. I tasted that again, and I'm like, it tastes like menthol.
I got it was like
Really?
right at the finish. I got like a little cocoa. It was like, ooh.
So
Second sip.
may sound
Had it.
funny, but Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies, just the faintest little bit of that memory when I drink this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like the dude that makes these actually really enjoys mint in his whiskeys.
They seem to be in there a lot, yeah.
Yeah, they're all rye, older rye. You get a lot of mint with that usually. I like that one too, though. Actually, a lot.
Yes, I do too.
I've liked all three for all different reasons.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think two is probably my favorite so far.
2?
Yeah, I'm interested. I know we were talking like after we finish all these, we're gonna go back through them all. I'm interested to see how they are the second time around. So is anybody in the chat drinking Blood Pact with us? I keep saying Blood Pact. Too many words. They're all like
a lot of words. I know. And
Sam's drunk.
I'm drunk.
Remember it.
I'm drunk, so
I'm like so not drunk, and I wish I was.
you guys need to drink faster.
I had I know this is like doesn't matter, but like meetings today from 8:30 till 5. Without a break, like not even like I had an hour-long meeting over lunch. It was just the entire day, and I got home. I said to my wife, "I was like, can I just lay on the couch for like 1 minute? That's all I want." And of course, it turned into like 10. But
See,
it was still, oh, man,
I told Bobby, we're going to the pool. My friends are coming over. I don't care about. I just remembered that we had a live stream that I forgotten about. I did. I apologize. I forgot. I usually do all the social media. I forgot about it. I'm an asshole. And
I understand.
I'm like, we're going to deal with real people and be present in real life. And he's like, I don't care. I got a new camera. And I'm like, figure it out.
Like
that was the appropriate response.
So he's scrambling, and then I'm in trouble because I've been drinking since 6 with our friends. So I apologize. I do love you guys. I slightly put YouTube on the back burner tonight, and I feel like a dick.
That's okay. That's okay. You know,
All right.
We're not real people. Is all I got out of that.
Yes, right.
Just wait till I meet you all in real person.
Okay, so Mash and Drum just joined the chat, and I've got his challenge going.
Boy, I wish I had one of those.
I go with my Bourbon Sane and my Whiskey Dick challenge coin. So, well, I had to go pick one up in person. So
yeah,
so don't.
You have to go in person to meet Jason. Jason might be one of my favorite people on the planet, though. Now that I've met him in real life,
yeah,
I love Jason. Like, love him.
Careful,
like,
Bobby.
Bye, Bobby.
Dude, right? Because you like me now, but once you meet me in person, you'll be like, ugh.
No, that's not the case. The difference is you're married, so I can't hit on you like I can Jason.
But you're married.
Irrelevant.
Right.
Details.
Minor details.
What happens at La Quinta stays at La Quinta.
Exactly.
Hey now.
I believe that's the slogan,
It's
right?
a different area code, right?
Who's here for the whiskey gangbang? Only Sam.
So Carl was actually there last year. I don't know if you guys knew that. He was at the thing in Austin as well.
Carl, are you going this year?
Yes. It's actually my birthday that weekend, so I took the Thursday through Sunday off. So.
Whiskey gangbang? Just a question. You can decide later. See,
I booked my room at the La Quinta the second they announced it, so I already got my rooms.
Dang.
There you go.
Good time.
We just have to book our flight. That's the only thing we haven't done yet.
Yeah.
We're waiting on prices.
We got our room,
Level
and
out.
we're just.
Yeah, I got the room. I still have to book the tickets to fly there, but
Same.
I should stop waiting because it's not like tickets get less expensive, but just whatever. So I just poured the Pact 5 because.
But are we on 4?
1-4.
Sorry, I meant 4.
Okay, I'm like, did I
Can't do numbers.
Yeah, like we're doing it wrong.
Hear us like that, Bill.
Yeah.
So Pack 4 is a darker bottle. This actually came in a nice box. I don't know if you guys can see the box back here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The box for that one was really nice. 4 is what did I write? They start again with the masterful union, blah blah blah. Extra aged 12-year bourbon, mellow smooth finish. The second is a rich 10-year bourbon. and the third is a 9-year bourbon.
Okay, these are all pretty old then.
These are straight out 3 Kentucky straight bourbons, 9, 10, and 12. I was trying to remember if the 9-year is finished in toasted oak bourbon barrel. So we should get a little something off there.
Now, reading about this one or hearing that sounds like it's something I should really like.
So the Linux cat apparently has Pact 5. Will be drinking along with us. Does anybody else out there have Pact 5 as well? Because if you do, you should go get it.
I know Matt does.
Jason Mash-and-Drum did just say that he broke out Pact 4, so he's drinking that with us.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Cool. Nice. And like I said, I think Matt's drinking along with us all night. So, which means he'll be right along with you, Chris.
Thank goodness, because someone's gonna have to cut us off. I think we'll see.
Chris, I want to see last week.
I want to see Saturday.
No,
that was so awesome.
Well, okay, a lot of the stuff.
So funny.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff I'm doing for Texas stuff is like all 60%. It's all really high stuff. So I'm looking forward to it.
Chris, get your shit together.
Hey, are you going to do pours like up to here again?
Not this time. No.
Did I tell you guys? I might have mentioned this in the last stream. So tell me if I told the story. Did you guys know like why cask strength stuff kind of started becoming so popular?
No.
All right. So I learned this from some dude who knows way more about whiskey than probably most of us. He was explaining just like the marketing around batch strength or cask strength, all these things, and essentially you would have maybe like a couple of different expressions, and they would put them next to each other on the shelf. Usually, just keep things together. But once they started doing the higher proofs, they actually a lot of stores would move them to a top shelf to go along with anything else that's higher ABV, which now gets you more shelf space. And people looking at the top versus the middle, whatever, you're more likely to be seen. And that's why so many people started doing cask strength. Plus, obviously, people kind of like it. But that was the secondary reason, or probably more prevalent now. But the initial thing was just to get more shelf space.
Huh.
Interesting.
I thought that was pretty crazy when I learned that. I was like, that's pretty brilliant. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Did you get more cork in your glass there, Bill?
I did, yeah.
That's hilarious.
I know. I'm like, I even looked at my glass before, the last 2 glasses before I poured to make sure I wasn't like dish soap guy, but it's definitely cork.
I must just be drinking my cork, I guess.
Yeah.
The viscosity on all of these is really impressive for something
Yeah.
that's under 100 proof. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say that coming in at less than 100, it's sticking to the glass a lot more than I ever thought it would.
What are you guys getting on this?
3 well-bred bourbons, extra aged 12-year-old bourbon.
I like this one.
Yeah, I think you already said that. I missed that.
I do get more, I guess, baking spices in general, but maybe that's because there's not as much rye.
No, I'm with you on that. I get that like nutmeg type.
Mm-hmm.
Allspice. What that hint that you get in pumpkin pie and apple pie and the spicy part of it that gives you that zing.
Maybe even some cinnamon.
Cinnamon, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting some chocolate and some vanilla actually.
I think it's sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm really digging
more
this
on
one
par
on the
with
nose.
1 than it is with
Yes.
2 and 3 on the nose, at least.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, this is definitely creamier, I think, than 2 and 3 were.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really good.
That might be my favorite.
I don't know. I almost want to go back and forth on 3 and 4 and just kind of do both of those.
Yeah.
Not go crazy. Go for it. live dangerously.
Funny, now I get chocolate off of 3 now.
So Robot Scott is asking if any of them are worth $100. I don't think so. They're all unique.
You have $100 to spend?
I guess that's a good point too. But
yeah,
they're all vastly different.
That's what like somebody
Like
asked.
my $100 might be different than your $100.
Like we all, when we did the blind a couple weeks ago on your channel, Bill, and we all really liked the 4-gate, and we really liked it when we reviewed it. And so when people say like, "Is that worth $200?" My response is, are you the kind of person that's going to spend $200 on a bottle? Because not everybody will. And
if you are, then yes.
Then yeah, it's worth it.
But if $200 you don't eat for the next week, then probably not. Like, know your money.
Are you trying to say booze ain't food?
Yeah. Or do you?
I don't know. When I was in college and I had $7 to get me to the end of the week, and it went to Busch Light. It was right. It was beer or food. Like I got skinny.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't go through that because my parents gave me money every time I asked for it. So I got my beer money, I got my food money. White privilege.
Right.
Is anybody else getting maybe a little bit of smokiness in this one?
I didn't, but on the taste or the nose?
On the nose specifically for me. Maybe it's just I just took another sip of one of the other packs, so maybe that's what's doing it.
Yeah.
So what are you guys in the chat drinking tonight? You gotta liven up a little bit. It's Friday.
That's good.
I do really like this one.
I do too. It might be my favorite over the.
Yeah, it's growing on me a bit. I feel like it's not as challenging though as some of the others, which is fine. You know, like almost like there's not as much to pick out of there.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is just all just straight bourbon, so maybe that's why. You know, some, the other ones were rye, wheat, finish. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I
don't know what I'm talking about. You know, I'm just talking.
Did anybody have first world problems today? Because like we did. So, because I'm drunk and we're going to talk about it. Sure. So, our team had a live parade, and it normally goes by our neighborhood. So we just walk up to the front of our neighborhood. We get candy. Everybody's happy. They changed the route this year. Didn't go by our house. I lost my shit because I could not take my kids up there because I'm not going to walk longer than I need to. And I'm not going to find somewhere to park.
So the problem was the route did go along our bar.
Our bar, yeah, but we can't take our kids to the bar.
Right. So
what do you do?
Problem.
No,
we didn't go.
Again,
so Sam went to the pool.
Right. So I went to the pool and got drunk. So that is Sam's first world problems today.
Yeah. a close second with the bar, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That sounds like a tough time, Sam. I can really empathize with your situation.
Do you understand how I feel?
It sounds really rough.
It does. It does.
Okay, so now coming back to this, like
right.
going away and coming back, I do get a lot more cinnamon on this now than I did before.
On 4?
On 4, yeah.
Yeah, actually, cinnamon. Absolutely. If you kind of let it sit in your mouth for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call. That's actually very cinnamony. Cinnamony.
Yeah, it's all those baking spices, I guess. That's just a whole bunch of baking spices.
So a lot of people seem to be drinking Knob Creek tonight. I saw like at least 4 or 5 people say they were drinking Knob Creek.
That's because they just announced they're putting out a 12-year. So it's marketing. It's marketing, subliminal marketing.
Yeah, Maker's Mark is putting out a 101 proof or something like that. It's like Maker's Mark 101. I'm like,
yep, I saw that distillery only.
Right. A little on the nose there. Did you guys see Johnny Walker is actually putting out 4 new blends as well? I just saw that like 10 minutes before I popped on the stream. It's each one is supposed to be from, which is funny because there's 5 different regions in Scotland, but each one is from a different corner of Scotland. Which honestly, I'm kind of excited to try them.
Yeah.
There's only really 1.5 that aren't good. So
I made Bobby Zeller drink Johnny Walker Red on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny. She made me drink like Smirnoff and Natter Day and all this nasty stuff, and Fireball and the Johnny Walker Red was mixed in there, and that was like I'd never been so excited to drink.
I was just about to say I would almost be excited about Johnny Walker Red.
I was. It was so pleasant compared to everything else
because he had Rheingeist Bubbles, which is a rosé beer. Shit,
that was the worst
one. It was the worst one and hated it. It was Mike's Hard Lemonade Watermelon.
Yeah.
Shit.
Red's Apple Ale.
Red's Apple Ale. Shit. Smirnoff regular. Shit. Smirnoff Red, White, and Berry. Again. Shit. Fireball. And then to cleanse his palate, it was a Bang energy drink, shiny unicorn.
Rainbow unicorn.
Rainbow unicorn. I apologize.
I just got to call out Jason's comment. Don't forget about the new White Wolf and Dragon bottles of Game of Thrones for Scotch.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be drinking those too, and I'm sure they will be dramatically different.
Oh, goodness.
I like this on the nose.
Is this you got pour number 5 already?
Yes.
That's probably my least favorite bottle.
So I've heard people say they either love it or they hate it. I think Brian Brennicky said he went out and purposely got himself a second bottle, and he wouldn't buy any of the other ones, but he'll buy more of this one.
So this is the one I actually know. I was gonna say this is the one I actually know a little bit about, but if you want to do a little spiel again, Carl, and tell them about the bottle.
Yeah, this one they went off script, I guess, a little bit. I mean, so the first ones we had wheaters in the first 2. We had some port finish. We had a cab finish. Then we had straight bourbons. This one has an 8-year high rye that's finished in a Caribbean dark rum cask, and then an 11-year wheater and a 13-year high rye.
All right, let me ask a dumb question here, because I'm pretty sure it says mahogany bourbon, but you can't age bourbon in a mahogany barrel, right? Is that a dumb question? It's got to be oak.
I'm with you on that. It has to be oak.
Maybe they're just talking about color.
I gotta, that might
mahogany bourbon. Yeah, that might be just a nice marketing term for it's aged and colored, colorful.
My only reason for even asking is that I know that like some American whiskeys can do weird stuff. So like I haven't really dug into American whiskey and like what they're allowed to do yet. So I wasn't sure if that was, I thought I saw somebody age something in like a cherry barrel once, but I don't know. Who the hell knows? People are weird.
There's a rumor out there too that this one had some sourcing from Heaven Hill.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nobody will confirm that because the oath is we never tell anybody.
That's the oath. Yeah.
That rumor's out there a little bit.
I think this is my favorite nose of all 5.
I'm with you, and I feel like it's the most complex too. There's just like a lot to dive into and get out of it.
But I don't think this smells like a normal rum finished, and maybe it's just because it's one of 3 that are blended in together, so it's more subtle.
Yeah, rum finish usually has much more to it. Like you could tell, So I think you're right. So Linux Cat, thanks for drinking with us, and anybody else who happen to have the Pact 5.
It doesn't overwhelm my nose with that sugary rum sweetness I normally get when I'm nosing that type of stuff,
It is decidedly sweet though.
Yeah, I get almost like reminds me of vanilla icing.
Yes.
You crack open the vanilla icing and you get that initial smell. It's vanilla and there's some sweetness behind it too.
I don't know that I would say this was rum anything if I didn't know better.
I'm not crazy about the finish on there, but I do like the taste. Like the initial taste.
I think there's a lack of finish.
It kind of disappears.
It goes.
Well, yes, but like for me, it's just like a super dry finish.
Yeah, it turns almost bitter for a second. Not a bad bitter, but just bitter note at the end. Like, it's peppery.
Yeah,
it is. Pepper on the taste.
Yeah. This is actually one of the only one that actually kind of stung my nostrils a little bit. Which, like you said, that's usually like the pepperiness I would get. Yeah,
agreed. How many people in the chat are drinking Pact 5 with us? There's 45,000 bottles out there, and this one seems to be a lot more prevalent. So if you're drinking 5 right now, let us know in the chat so we can see how many people.
I really like this one.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm kind of
happy because I
saw it at Kroger.
I had low expectations, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Like neurotically lining up my glasses here.
Should we run back down the line now?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm curious to see how they change now. All right.
Dustin Martin is drinking it as well.
Nice.
By the way, this is totally just for me. If anybody, if Ryan, and you know who you are, if you're watching this, hey.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, a lot of people are drinking. Brian, Vito, Steve, Linus Cat, lots of folks.
Yes, Dylan. That is TX Carl.
V-
See, all you have to do is send us booze, and you get to get on a live stream.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the drinks will make you laugh.
Vito says, I'm drinking in my mind. Let's not give him credit for that. That doesn't count.
It
Well,
is.
that's
It is
true.
nice being able to like
Put
like
names with
see
faces.
yes a name on the face to hear what you sound
Yep.
like. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
kind of get to know everybody that comments and everything, and but
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
cool to do a little more interacting.
Totally. Yeah.
Eric,
Number
wait.
one is vanilla cream pie all the way. We go back. It's just like all kinds
I
of-
like that description a lot. The nose on this is 100% different. Like when it's not your first drink of the night, I think it really helps. Just real quick. Hi, Eric. Eric Wait is in the chat.
Here's Eric.
I'll be out your way in 2 days. Actually, I'm going out to San Diego on Sunday. So
Yeah, this is so creamy to me. Like number one is just so creamy.
yeah, the vanilla is huge, but it's a different kind. It's like a vanilla icing. Like I like your description.
But they go back to creamy on 4 and 5. I think 2 and 3 are flowers, straight sunflower bullshit.
Sun-
And they go back to very creamy coffee notes, vanilla on 4 and 5.
So you say coffee, you mean like latte, like creamer.
Yeah, yes, like espresso, like
Look
things
at,
like
look at Sam.
know,
She
like-
means
Yeah,
the
you-
coffee
you-
with
and
more
I
cream
say-
You and I
than
consider coffee are totally different.
completely different. Like I am straight, like basic bitch pumpkin spice latte when I think
Oh
of
yeah.
it.
Yeah, and
And you are like black, neat, mud dick. I get it.
My man. So I gotta say, number 2 is still totally giving me that chlorine nose on it.
Yeah, it does. It totally with a little banana.
oh,
I don't know that I've
Yes.
really. Have any of you guys ever like had a pool? Like, do you ever or worked at a pool where you actually scoop out the chlorine powder and you dump it in?
Yes,
It
yes.
smells like the dust coming out of that thing. Like it's not quite as pungent, but it's like
it's like when you walk into the pool room
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
hotel.
yes.
Yeah, I didn't get that near as much, but now that we go back to it, it's definitely there for sure.
It reminds me of all the vinyl of like the blow up rafts as well.
Yeah.
People at the pool, the pool thing there.
Good one, actually.
Mhm.
That whole being at the pool.
It's like if you walk into the pool shed, is what it
Yeah.
smells like.
How many different ways can we all say the same thing?
Yeah.
It's like if you're under the water in a pool and you inhale through your nose, it's got a sting to it.
It's like a red noodle at the pool.
That's been sitting in the pool all night.
You're just under the water gulping chlorine water over and over.
Yes. The noodle's been sitting there. Don't touch it.
All right, so drink them and let's put these in. Put them in your order. And let's see
Oh,
what
that's tough. All right.
that's really tough. I think
I've got a couple favorites for sure.
we'll hear what the order is in the chat.
Oh man, but going back to it, oh,
I know. I'm changing my opinion about a couple of them.
yes. The second time through is really important.
Damn it, Eric. I read your comment while I was drinking. It almost ended. He says it smells like a plastic blow up doll.
That's Eric for you.
Specifically his. Oh, wait. No, he didn't. Never mind. I just like. By the way, anybody who's interested, Eric is doing this really cool series on Scotch whiskey. He's got like 13 episodes out in a row. They're actually really, really awesome. I've been learning stuff from it for sure. So thank you, Eric. That's the kind of stuff I love seeing on Whiskey Tube. Just not all reviews, just info,
Right. Oh yeah.
Sam, you usually have your phone, and you don't have your phone tonight, so you got to keep leaning over to Bobby to read the comments.
I know. I usually like to read the comments, so now I'm like squinting like an idiot. I don't like the way I look when I have my phone with me, so I didn't bring it down.
What?
Professional YouTuber.
I'm struggling to
Yeah.
organize these.
Me
tonight.
too. This is difficult.
I've got my two
I
front runners, but
Put
the
mine in
other
order,
three.
but I don't remember what order that is.
All right, I've got an order here.
Funny thing was when I first tasted, so this all started. I went to Whiskey Crusader Night House, and I think I only had 1 and 2, or maybe even 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And I completely blew off number 1. Like, that's trash, you know. Probably because I was drinking the 3 of them, and maybe we didn't let it rest, and maybe I just didn't appreciate it. But the creaminess that comes off that, I mean, I would really put that up in one of the top ones.
Yes.
Spend some time with it.
Maybe
Plus,
your
bottle is opened up for
that's what I was going to say.
a good, probably had this bottle for about 6.5 months, maybe at this point. And it's almost, I'm just a little over, was at half when I sent you all the samples.
That's probably exact. It looks like most of your bottles are about the same level, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a pretty fair assessment. So I've got my order. It was
Me
tough.
too.
Though. I don't know.
How about you, Bobby? I don't know where Sam went.
Sam went on a potty break.
Yeah.
But she told me her order before she left.
Oh,
So
that's
before I forget it, I'm going to announce her order and then come back to mine.
Well, before you do that, since Carl's the guest here, I think he should go first.
I'm not ready, so go ahead.
We can wait if you're ready. If not, why don't we go to you, Chris?
Okay. So my order, I'll start with my least favorite. My least favorite was number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was the port finish, I believe. My number 4 pick was, let's see, number 5 actually. So the rum finish, which on initial taste, I really loved the rum finish, but when I went back to it after trying the rest of them, I didn't like it as much. So maybe that's just me, but number 3 was number 3 for me, which 1, 2, and 3, my top 3 options were pretty much like, they're all great. I mean, all 5 were great. Don't get me wrong, but I had 3 as my third choice. My second choice was still debating. Was number 1. My second choice was number 1, and then my favorite was number 4. I think that all bourbon was what I liked the most.
That's funny.
I know.
I kind of want to go next only because ours are very close, but different in a couple of ways. So my least favorite was also the number 2. I think I couldn't get past that chlorine smell. You know, something about it seemed off-putting. But my second, or my number 4 was number 4, which I thought was fun. When you said that was, not your, I was like, oh no. And number 3 was also number 3. Number 2 was number 5. I actually had number 5 and number 1 pretty close. But number 1 was number 1. I actually, now I'm thinking about it, I was pretty close to number.
Yeah.
So number 1, number 5, number 3, number 4, number 2.
Yeah, 1 and 4 were so close. Like, it was just so hard to decide for me.
Eric, I'm in on that if you'd like. All right. So how about you, Bobby?
Okay, so for me, I'm in line with you guys as number 2 being my least favorite of the bunch, and it wasn't bad, but it just, I felt like the other 4 really stood out above it. So my number 4 was number 3, and then my number 3 was number 1. My number 2 was Pact 4. And then, so for me, 2, 3, and 4 were really close. I had a hard time picking out those, but 5 was the standout winner for me.
Really?
Yeah.
So did you go back to it and try it after you had gone and tried the other samples? Because that when I did it, I didn't like it as much when I went back into it.
We're going to do that right now.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I did, but yes, it still stands up.
Feel good to you. All right.
So when we did 1, I'm like, this one's going to be my favorite.
Yeah.
And then fresh off the heels of 5, I went back to 1 and I'm like, wow, that was not nearly as good.
See, that's funny. I went back to number 1 after number 5 and I liked it significantly more than I did originally. Originally, like that was
my favorite.
It dropped out of my favorite pretty quickly, number 1, but now it ended up as my most favorite.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. So Sam, where do you sit on this?
I am random as fuck. So I'm 1, 3, 4, 5, 2.
Hold on, is that from the best to the worst?
She's
or
going
what?
from favorite to
My favorite.
Right, so your favorite, which was number 1, and then what?
3,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
5, 2.
3,
We
4,
were
5.
so close.
Yeah.
So close. I had number 2 at the end, like everybody else. Actually, mine was exact same as Sam's, except I switched 4 and 5. So my favorite was number 1. My second favorite was number 3, and then 5, and then 4, and then 2 was my least favorite.
And I could see where you did that, and I could potentially do that too. I could probably 4 or 5 could be interchangeable for me.
And yes, so I felt like Pact 4, Pact 1, and Pact 3 for me were really close. I feel like any of those 3 could have finished 2, 3, or 4 for me.
And honestly, I didn't hate 2. It was just not my favorite out of the 5.
Yeah.
I think I will say I think the cool thing about these blood oaths is you put.
Oh, I think we lost you, Chris.
5 whiskey.
Oh, there you are. Say that again, Chris.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Sorry. I was just saying, I think the cool thing about these blood oaths is if you put a whole bunch, like 5 whiskey people in one room and they try them all blind like this, or blind, or even if you know what they are, like we're all going to get different results because they're all very unique.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
And I like that. That's pretty cool. And Chris, you and I are typically pretty close on the things we like, and we weren't really on this.
Can I say out to Eric, wait, I also always prefer the D.
So Matt from Whiskey Crusaders was drinking along with us tonight, and I'm assuming I'm reading it from best to worst, Matt. So he says 3 was his favorite, 4 was second, 5, 1, and then 2, which is just dramatically different than I think all of you.
Matt, you're wrong.
3 had been my favorite. 3 and 4 had been my top 2 choices, but I think after 6 months of that bottle, maybe getting to that halfway point and a little bit of oxidation happening, I mean the creaminess just really comes out. So I think that changed it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really something.
Amazing. Well, this was outstanding. This was fun.
That was awesome.
So the real question is, how does it taste when you have one
like when you mix all the bloods together, it tastes like Frankenstein.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's see.
Did you check? Did you put them all together? Bobby's gonna do it.
I put them all together, although I mean
I can do that. Just enough.
They were hardly the same amount,
Has anybody else said what they're drinking that's not Blood Oath in the chat?
What a Knob Creek.
We had a lot of Knob Creek going. We had
my Knob Creek. That's a good one.
Although at this point, I would imagine a lot of people are under their next dram. Throw in the chat if you're drinking something else.
You know what's funny on the Frankenstein concoction, and it could be because I probably drank the least of this, but I get the chlorine more than anything.
Oh. It's funny. I immediately tried to smell that and I didn't get it, but I think I had a small amount of that. So Matt, real quick, were you planning on, or actually whoever was going to host that next one, was it supposed to start at 10 o'clock?
I think it's Chris.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Right.
Supposed to start at 10, but I mean, I can always jump off, guys. You can keep going. That's fine.
Well, no, I mean, I'm cool keeping it about an hour. I just I didn't want to go too far over if people were starting. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
Let's just go over to Bourbon after this.
All right. Well, let's go with the Frankenstein and give it a sip. So, cheers to you again, Carl. Thanks for providing the samples, and all of you for joining.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
Thank you, Carl. This was awesome.
Good times.
Yeah, thank you, Bill, for hosting as well.
Chris, who do you have on yours at 10?
Texas.
Yes, we're doing Texas whiskey night, so I've got some Texas.
Ooh, neat.
I've got the whole cast of Cast Strength. Excited about that.
Nice.
And then I've got Whiskey Crusaders. So Matt for sure. The 2 are actually down sick right now, so probably just
and it turned out that Will is only 17 years old.
Yeah.
He shaved, so
too alcohol related content anymore. So.
Yeah.
That's not a real beard. Definitely not. It's like a string.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Hey everybody!
Got tentacles.
But I will say that video they put out, if you guys haven't seen that was really good.
Yeah,
I love watching that.
It was awesome.
The backwards growth.
Yes.
Oh,
that was funny. I was dying the whole time I was watching that thing.
Yeah.
Check that one out. Did you guys watch their like where they were defining all the different terms and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good too. I liked that.
That was good.
So what do you guys think of the Franken monster here?
I actually really like it a lot.
You do?
Me too. It's good.
It's really good.
I think the ultimate blend of 5 might be where the money's at.
I'm with you. I did manage to get exactly 1 piece of cork in this one.
There you go.
All right, cool. Well, thank you, everybody. I think we'll sign off. So actually, just real quick, if you guys want to talk about your channels real quick. Chris?
Yeah, I'm Bourbon Sane. I'm going live right after Bill here. So if you guys want to jump over and hang out and chat, be glad to have you. Texas whiskey. I'm going to be learning about Texas.
Do it. Sam and Bobby? Just jump in.
So we are I Whiskey She Wines.
I'm drunk.
Sam is drunk. We probably take.
My dog is an asshole. Right now.
I don't know if you can hear that. Our dog is proud. He is so mad
that he can't be down here.
We have we're married. We have a lot of fun doing this. What you see on video is who we are. We don't take ourselves seriously. And
if you want serious reviews, don't watch us.
Yeah, right. Like we'll tell you what we
I'm
think.
Probably drunk.
But it's a
little, and we use fuck a lot.
Specifically the noun fuck.
Yeah.
I edit them out in our pre-recorded videos for the sake of I want people to be able to watch it work.
Yeah. But at lives
is
no bars.
Yeah. All right, Carl, do you have anything that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'd love to give a shout out to my fellow Brazos Valley Bourbon Society friends. We got a nice group of folks here that enjoy learning about whiskey, learning about bourbon, and no YouTube channel here. I just enjoy sharing whiskey and hanging out with y'all. So
yeah,
Carl, you're awesome.
Which is awesome. Thank you so much. Seriously.
Carl, you are.
Come on our channel, we'll have you. But
absolutely,
you have to say the word fuck.
Well, thank you everybody in the chat for joining us tonight, drinking along with us. Thank you guys once again for coming on the stream, and I hope you all have a great rest of your night. Cheers.
See ya.
Cheers.
Cheers.